Morning, welcome to the last of the 3 workouts that we had planned for this week. This is full body, so I've posted all of the exercises and everything that you'll need on there. I'm back at my own house now, so I don't have slippery floor except for in the kitchen, and the space there is much too small. So the good news for any of you guys who have a similar sort of circumstance in your house is that you don't need to use things that slide today, so that's always good. The plan for today is basically to do a core and a glute warm-up just to stabilize the spine, to make sure that you're not going to flex your back, which is usually one of the causes of lower back pain during squats or deadlifts. Then we're going to go into single leg stuff for butt and legs, and then we've got a little bit of back, posterior chain, yoga push-ups, which I'm really excited to show you guys. They're fucking insane, very challenging, probably one of the most challenging exercises you can do for your body in general, let alone, you know, what I've given you guys today or over this week. And then we're going to finish with a little bit of kind of more of a conditioning exercise that works your abs, glutes, triceps, hamstrings, pretty much a bit of everything. So I will just get you guys to go through the warm-up now. So what we're going to do is basically a bird dog with a crunch added, and then some hip thrusts off a bench or a chair. So we'll get started. You're going to go into a all-fours position, and I want you guys to take note that if I arch my back like this is incorrect. I want you to be in a flat back position, so like your back is a table. There's no change in position the whole time, and you're going to basically go from the opposite arm to the opposite leg. Hold for a couple of seconds, and then I want you to pull your elbow and your knee together underneath your body. So you're going to do one side at a time. And then what's going to happen as you pull those, as you pull the elbow and the knee together, you are going to round your back a little bit. So what that does is that contracts the rectus abdominis muscle right in the front, because the role of that muscle is to bring the rib cage and the pelvis together. So that's effectively what we're doing. But with the initial portion here, keep your back really straight. Point your toes straight down to the floor. I'll be able to show you that a bit better on the other side. Well, and then we'll go to the other side. You'll be able to see my foot position a bit better on this side. So bracing your abs, alternate arm, alternate leg, toe down to the floor, pull underneath you, get your abs engaged the whole time. So while you're extended out here, you're bracing, keeping an isometric contraction, which means your abs are on but you're not moving. And then when you're drawing your elbow and your knee together, you're doing more like a crunching motion. So pulling the knee and the elbow in is going to engage the rectus abdominis, or the six-pack muscle, as you probably would know it better. So about 2 more reps. And then we'll just go to the other side again. So about 8 to 10 reps on each side. We don't need to rest very long. This isn't a particularly intense exercise. It's really just there to get everything working. So opposite arm, opposite leg, race them both at the same time. Drag them together. Make sure your toe is pointing straight down to the floor and you're not arching your back at the end with that extension. Cool. Other side. Sorry, my cat's gone quiet. That usually is a bad sign. Puss, puss. Hey. Alright, so next exercise. You'll need a chair or a bench or something to rest your shoulder blades on. We're going to do some hip thrusts off the chair or the bench. So pretty straightforward, guys. Make sure your shoulder blades are on the bench. And then hands across your... Sorry about that, guys. The NBN is having some work done outside my house, so that was why the video cut out. Anyway, so back to the glute bridges. Shoulder blades on the bench. Drop your butt down halfway, keeping your chin following your chest, and then drive up, squeeze your butt as hard as you can and drive your knees out. We're going to do 2 sets of 20 reps, and the whole time you're keeping that connection happening between the ribs and the lower back. So the pelvis is not arching, the rib cage isn't flared up, everything is in alignment. That noise you can hear is my cat going absolutely nuts on the coffee table. 4, 3, 2, 1. Cool. Take a rest, guys. So one of the weirdest cues that I've ever given clients as to how to get their glutes working when they do hip thrusts or anything like that is to imagine you've got a box of tissues under your butt and you're trying to take a tissue with your butt cheeks every rep. So I know that sounds a bit funny, but it really works. So I'll get you to think about that tissue box during the set. So shoulders back onto the bench, abs on, and then pushing up. Push your knees out and think of squeezing your hips forward. So like you're trying to take something from between your butt cheeks and push it up into the air. Five reps to go. You should be feeling a burn in your glutes right about now. Cool. All done. So that's our warm up. Looks like my internet connection just came back in properly. Kitty, stop that. Say hello. Anyway, so we're going to go on to the next part, which is the single leg deadlift on a wall. So you just need a wall like the one behind me where there's nothing, you know, in your way. And what I want you guys to do is pop one leg up against the wall and then think of pushing your butt back whilst keeping your shins nice and straight. You're going to do 10 reps using that left glute, or the leg that's on the floor is driving the hip thrust forward. Cool, so that's 10 reps. Then on that same leg, keep that forward. You're going to do a curtsy lunge, so you're going to take this leg, pop it behind the front leg, and then come down. And last one. Cool, and then repeat on the other side. So this time my right leg is on the ground, left leg is on the wall. Okay, And then curtsy lunges on that same leg. Whoop. Balance is important. Okay, so that's the first set done. We'll do one more, so 10 reps of each exercise. It's important to remember too, guys, when you do any deadlift variation, that congruence between your rib cage and your spine is always there. So you don't want, for example, to be deadlifting with your back really arched or really rounded. We're trying to keep the ribs on top of the pelvis the entire time. So we'll go back onto the first exercise. And then immediately going to the second one. Good. Then repeating on the other side. Try not to rest, guys. Keep moving as much as you can. Good. Going straight from that exercise to the curtsy lunge. Keeping your arms either on your head or out in front of you the whole time. Okay, so that's the first, the superset done. Now we're going to go into just straight sets of the last 3 exercises. So, a Superman is an exercise that targets your posterior chain. So your posterior chain is basically the lower back to the glutes to the hamstrings. Basically that entire chain on your posterior, as the name suggests. So we're going to work that into today's workout, but using a bit of lats and rhomboids as well. So the shitty thing about this exercise is there is no resistance. So it is more of a mobility exercise for your upper body, but your lower body will definitely feel it. If you don't have slippery floors, any equipment, any bands or anything like that, it's really, really hard to train your back effectively. So I would highly recommend investing in a couple of bands just to have with you when you travel or when shit like this happens. So pull-ins from the Superman, waist straight down, arms down in front, and you're going to basically lift your feet and hands up off the floor and then pull your shoulder blades together as hard as you can, and we'll come back down. Okay, so that's the first of the 2 sets. I'll show you from a different angle so you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing through the whole body. It's really important that you lift your feet and your hands up at the same time. So we are going into an extended position, which is what I recommended not doing when you're deadlifting. So there are obviously times when an extended back and an arched or flexed back is appropriate, but never for squats and never for deadlifts. This is pretty much universal law as far as I'm concerned. Of course, there may be some exceptions, but very, very rare. Let's do the next set. So we've got 15. The cat has been going fucking insane all day and just decides to calm down and fall asleep on my computer now. Thanks very much, kitty. Hello. Sorry. Alright, so we're going to do that last exercise, last set, sorry, of these Supermans. Laying face down, arms out in front, head, hands and feet come up at the same time. And just hold for a little bit to keep that contraction. Okay, all done. So the next two exercises are where it gets really fucking challenging. So as always, I'll give you guys some progression to these. They're pretty challenging already, but if you need to go a bit lighter on the push-ups, just go to your knees or your toes. Pretty obvious. Push-ups are so easy, you know, to make more advanced or less advanced. Another option you can do if you find that the yoga push-ups are too challenging but push-ups on your toes aren't really that hard anymore, is just to elevate your feet up on something and do decline push-ups. So it's pretty straightforward. With the yoga push-ups, we're only going to do a set of 8. We're going to do them pretty slowly. I'll take you through technique in a second, but I'll just show you 1 rep and then talk you through everything you need to know about doing them properly. So, with the yoga push-up, there's a lot of movement through the upper back, so we are expecting you to arch for this exercise. So, my lower body is basically, I'm doing a downward dog for the initial part. So, head down, butt up in the air. And then what I want you guys to do is try to get your head and chest as close to the floor as you can. Push through. And then finish with a big arch to your back before going into that original position. What I'll do is try to position the camera somewhere a bit better so you can see my whole body and how that's moving. And we'll start with our set of 8. So, downward dog position. Head goes as close to the floor as I can get it. And then I finish with my butt down, my head up and my arms fully lengthened. Pretty fucked. As you can tell, my heart rate's going pretty high at the moment. For most of you guys, the 2 big challenges with that exercise is firstly going to be the mobility through your upper body. Secondly, obviously your strength during a push-up. So if you have any deficit in either of those 2 areas, please go back to a regressed push-up. So even just pushing up push-ups on your toes, push-ups on your knees. You can't really do this on your knees as a regression. It doesn't really work. You don't get that full extension that we're looking for. So just choose what's most appropriate for you. pull it back if it's too hard, make it harder if it's too easy. And that last thing I think is really important. Not enough people push themselves as hard as they possibly could. So just something to think about. If you can do 8 reps of push-ups on your toes without any problems, you could probably try the yoga push-up, even just for 1 or 2, and then finish the rest of your set as a normal push-up. So, speaking of rest of your set, we're going to finish the last set of the yoga push-ups. 8 reps. So, downward dog position. Head as close to the floor as possible. Finish arch. Alright, last exercise. So these are a contralateral toe tap, which sounds fancy. It basically just means you're going from your left to your right. So same as like a bicycle crunch is contralateral, or a dead bug or something like that. You're basically pushing off one side and reaching with the other. And the reason I love this exercise so much is because it works fucking everything. So triceps, a little bit of chest, abs, obliques, glutes, hamstrings. That's why I kind of left it to the end, because it's a little bit more of a conditioning exercise at that time. And if you do it as fast as possible, it is fucking cardio. So if you do it a lot of reps of this, or you put it into some kind of conditioning or calisthenic based workout, it will definitely get your heart rate up. So what I'll get you guys to do is lay down, straighten one leg, keep the other knee bent, and then on the same side as that, opposite side, sorry, is that bent knee, you're going to keep that arm extended, push off from this leg and that arm, reach up and touch the opposite foot, and then come back down and do that all again. But try to get it nice and fast. So it's a sit-up, into a glute bridge, and a tricep press, a tricep dip, and then an oblique exercise all at once.
Even when you don't have Wi-Fi or data. And you can keep listening with your screen lock. Upgrade to YouTube Premium. Try 1 month free and watch uninterrupted.
2 more reps. Oh, opposite side. Oh. First set done, we've got 1 more set to go. As you can tell, it gets your heart rate up quite a bit. It's pretty challenging, more from, I think, a cardio perspective more than any, individual muscle, just because you're using so much of your body. I would much rather do these though than do burpees or jumping jacks or anything like that. So really good option, as I mentioned. If you're doing a conditioning or a home-based cardio workout, you can add quite a few of these exercises in. And if you wanted to, you could even do every single exercise that we've done today as a circuit. Do it 3 or 4 times, 8 to 10 reps each. I guarantee you'll get a decent workout in. And you'll pretty much use, you will use every muscle in your body except potentially your calves, but that's not a big deal. So let's do the last set. 10 reps on each side. Which leg? Other side. Alright guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I will try to put both of these videos together so you don't have to go from the first one to the second. I'll pop all of the videos of my workouts up on YouTube as well, just so you have access to them whenever you need them. If you need help with programming, if you didn't find any of those exercises really worked for you, please let me know. I'd really love some feedback on how you found these, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your lockdown as much as you could anyway. So hopefully we'll be back in the gym, you know, within maybe a week or so, and I don't have to do these videos anymore, although I do enjoy obviously giving you guys something to do while you're at home to keep you active. But anyway, I'm going to shoot off and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.